Hey Shalom, I'm having to record just a video because I'm just having to hard of a time getting a screen recording to work. But I had some things that I wanted to show that I wanted to pull up offline, but I'm not gonna be able to show that. But it's okay because I still know what I need to go over, what I intended to. I don't need that. I don't need Google to show me, But I was going to show what Tessa Yah is teaching, where this inversion of this test in the wilderness is about putting Isaiah 29 and 34, understanding the full context to be able to come, to identify who these wild beasts are that's waiting for them in the wilderness. But anyways, I was wanting to, I don't know why I'm having such a hard time just getting this. I've been stuck on this just 1 Corinthians, and I haven't even been meaning to do this. But, so, you know what? I'm not even going to do it. I'm not even going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Maybe Yahweh's just trying to just tell me, just don't even do it. Like I already said, I'm staying out of the books of wisdom. I got to flee Babylon. If I keep trying to get into these books just to explain his word or go to Google, you know what I'm saying? Time is short. So, there ain't no playing around. Maybe he is telling me, because I'm telling you, I've been trying ever since this morning. I have one video and it got cut off by a phone. I had a call. And then I tried to do like 2 or 3 more videos. And just maybe that was, and that's what I'm asking him. I'm like, am I doing something that you don't want me to do? And I'm going to just go ahead and, I think I've been warned about 3 times. So I'm going to just go ahead and take heed to that. I don't, I could show you something more in depth. But I really don't think Yahweh wants us to know, because it's scary. It's scary. Nobody really, he doesn't, and I need to quit telling people, like I told a brother this morning, go to 1 Corinthians and see that it's actually telling you the truth about this foolish wisdom that's just man-made, that Yahweh hid himself. See, Jeremiah 10, many people think this is about a Christmas tree. It's not. They see it's decked with silver and gold, and they think, oh, it's talking about a Christmas tree. It's not talking about a Christmas tree. Yahweh says, and this is exactly what I think he's trying to show me, but I'm not even listening. I got to listen. Time is too short. I have to listen just as much as I want everybody else to hear him. I can't forget that I got to listen to him too. And Jeremiah 10 says, do not be dismayed. Do not learn the way of the nations. Do not be dismayed by the signs in the sky as the nations do. The nations tell their future by these stars. The Orion belt and all these cherubim that they're having before Yahweh and these books of wisdom. Yahweh doesn't want us in these books. I got to get that. I done said I'm done with them, and here I was. I done told somebody to go check it out, because see what made me go to it is because I seen somebody, of course, because I always see lies. So I get on there looking a little bit this morning, and I see that they're preaching that. And I thought, I'm going to go check it out. And of course, I'm like, wow. But anyways, I got to get out of that. We are not, okay, so these signs of the sky, do not learn the ways of the nations. What he's talking about is And do not be dismayed by the signs in the skies as they are dismayed by them. See, their fear is of JC. And this whole blood moon and all these books, these false prophet books within the OT and Tanakh, which are many, Daniel, Zechariah, Joel, Obadiah's trash, Amos, Habakkuk, all the books of wisdom, all the Second Temple books, just it's simple to find out which ones are which. And if you know Isaiah 8:20, they stick out like a sore thumb. Yahshua was never sold to the Greeks. But anyways, so let me just, okay, yeah, I feel better. I'm just going to stay out of that. I'm not going to Corinthians no more. I'm not going to pull up Google like these other, I'm not going to learn the ways that they're learning. Yahweh warned us not to learn the ways that they are, but they're going to Google to teach them, saying this is what Yahweh is teaching, and it's not. That's artificial intelligence. That's, who do y'all think's running that? Who do y'all think's actually giving you that? I mean, we shouldn't even be on these phones, period. If I felt like there was a way I could be off this phone and not be on it and be obeying Yahweh, I wouldn't be on it. But I beat myself up between, you know, should I stay on it? Should I not? Because I don't want to be on it, but I can't proclaim your every word. I can't expose these false prophets. I can't explain, you know, he says in Jeremiah 9, who is wise enough and can explain it? Who is wise enough and has been instructed by Yahweh and can explain it to others? Why has the land become so desolate that no one passes through? It's because he fed the prophets with, you keep reading, he fed the prophets with poison and gave them water gall to drink. He took the priests and prophets away, the kings, everything. And he hid himself. But anyways, okay, so, all right, I feel better about getting out of that stuff. So, what my main objective is to get Isaiah 30 through 35. Now, I have been over Isaiah 28 and 29. And they're very critical chapters. So, I'm going to just touch base on them and just tell you the gist of these two chapters right here. But they're very important. You should really go check them out. I mean, and you know, it's time to open our eyes, because what we thought we've been seeing in the scripture is really not like he's saying so much more than what we're seeing with our eyes. So Isaiah 28. So, Yahweh was saying, woe to the crown of pride, to the drunkards of Ephraim, whose glorious one's beauty is a fading flower, which are on the head of the fat valleys of them that are overcome with wine. Yahweh was talking about, he's identifying the sun, the crown of pride, the crown that Yahshua is trying to receive. This crown is the sun, S-U-N. But, so Yahweh says, behold, Yahweh has a mighty and strong one, which is a tempest of hell and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing shall cast down to the earth with the hand. This has not happened yet. The crown of the pride, the drunkards of Ephraim shall be trodden under feet. And the glorious beauty which is on the head of the fat valley shall be as a fading flower, as the hasty fruit before the summer, which when he looks upon it, sees it, while it is yet in his hand, he shall eat it up. In that day shall Yahweh be a crown of glory, and for a diadem of beauty to the remnant of his people, and for a ruach of judgment to him that sits in judgment, and for strength to them that turn the battle to the gate. He's gonna destroy the drunks of Ephraim. And their crown of pride is coming down by hailstones. And, you know, they're going to be looking up. And Yahweh's got something for them when they do. They're going to flee. Yahweh done said the hypocrites, where is it? Is it Isaiah 33? We're going to get into that. They're going to be gripped with, the hypocrites are going to be gripped with fear. See, they think they're cool right now, and they got it. But they're not, they're just not, they're rejecting his truth. So so Yahweh said that, right? So, and then he goes to tell us about the priests and prophets, how they were defiled, their tables are covered with vomit. Okay, so since they didn't want to hear his word, where the rest was for the weary, in his Torah alone, where he alone is found, then he spoke to him instead through a foreign oppressor that speaks a strange language to make them go backwards. They also, the wicked ruling men of Jerusalem, they struck a covenant with death to try to dodge the grave from Yahweh. He was saying destruction. And they said, we don't care what you say. We're saying peace. The false prophets were saying peace before the destruction of Jerusalem and after. Jeremiah 29. Before and after. So the wicked ruling men, okay, they made this covenant with death. And Yahweh said, you know, that we have cut a covenant with death and Sheol, and we are at agreement. Okay, so and it says, for we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. And this is why Yahweh said, behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation, a stone, a tried stone. This is David, King David. A precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. He that believes shall not make haste. Judgment so it goes into end time prophecy that JC falsely fulfilled. He's saying he's the cornerstone. It's a lie. David is. Okay. So he talks how he's going to rise up and do his strange work, his strange act. And then so Isaiah 29 is very critical too, because this is a message to Jerusalem. So he's trying to show us from Isaiah verse 1. Hold on. I'm gonna just read it right here, because it's just really needs to be talked about again, because it's important. So it says, woe to Ariel, the city where David dwelt. Add year to year, let them kill sacrifices on the feast day. Yet I will distress Ariel, and there shall be, this was back then, heaviness and sorrow. And it shall be to me as Ariel, an altar covered with blood. And I will camp against you round about, and will lay siege against you, and with the mountain I will raise forts against you. And you shall be brought down, and shall speak out of the ground, and your speech shall be low out of the dust, and your voice shall be as one that has a familiar spirit out of the ground, and your speech shall whisper out of the dust. So he's talking about the destruction of Jerusalem, and then he's talking about this familiar spirit of divination that, that they're speaking about JC. So then he goes in to verse 5, and it goes right into end time prophecy, Gog and Magog. That hasn't came to pass yet. So it says, moreover, the multitude of your strangers shall be like small dust, and the multitude of terrible ones shall be as chaff that passes away. Yeah, it shall be in an instant, suddenly. You shall be visited of Yahweh with thunder and earthquake and great noise, with storm, tempest, and flame of devouring fire. And the multitudes of all the nations that fight against Ariel, even all that fight against her and her munition, and that distress her, shall be as dream of a night vision. Shall even be as when a hungry man dreams of a behold, and he eats. A hungry man dreams, and behold, he eats, but he awakens, and his soul is empty, his being. Or when a thirsty man dreams, so he's telling you that during the siege of Gog and Magog, you're going to starvation. If you join Gog and Magog, then that's what's going to happen. You're gonna die of starvation and something to drink. Okay, so he says, stay yourselves in wonder, cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. Why? Why is he saying that? Because he just explained to you, verses 1 through 8, that there is no in-between second temple. He talked about the destruction of Jerusalem, and then he talked about the restoration where they're laying siege against Jerusalem, Gog and Magog. There's no in-between second temple myth or JC or Gospels. And that's why he's saying verse 9, stay yourselves in wonder, cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. They're drunk covered in the blood of JC. They're saying they're not Yah, they're Yah only, they're lying. They're in all these false prophet books in the OT and the Tanakh, Psalms, Proverbs, Daniel, Job, Ecclesiastes, Jasher, Jubilees, Zechariah, Daniel, Malachi. There's a big old long list. All of the Apocryphas, Ruth, Esther, Haggai, Ezra, Nehemiah. They're all false prophets. But so Yahweh says, for Yahweh has poured out upon you the Ruach of deep sleep and has closed your eyes. Since you want to believe in this second temple myth, that's why you can't see what we're teaching. And that's why you're saying that we can't see what you're teaching. That's why. That's why we have a conflict where we don't agree. But you really believe what you're believing for a reason. Because you're believing the delusion that Yahweh has you under. Y'all should be speaking Isaiah. Every word in Isaiah. Every word in Jeremiah. Every word in Ezekiel. Stay out of the books of wisdom. Put them down. But y'all love them. Y'all love them idols. Y'all might hit Jeremiah, Isaiah, a little bit of the Torah, Ezekiel, a little bit here and there. But y'all, y'all all in every word. Y'all are butchering his Torah. Y'all are in trouble. Y'all don't fear him. But anyway, so he's poured a deep sleep and has closed your eyes, the prophets, and your rulers, the seers he has covered, and the vision of all has become. See, he closed the prophets and the seers. So there is no prophets and seers. And the vision of all, because there are false prophets, because y'all want to hear, y'all love prophecy deceit, he says. Y'all are rising up against him as an enemy. Exactly what your ancestors did. So it says, and the vision of all is become to you as the words of a sefer that is sealed. Daniel is sealed to the time of the end, and knowledge will increase to and fro. All that's a lie. Yahweh done told us everything that's happened to detail and exposes that book. See, that's why I don't need to go into them books. I don't need to go into them books anymore. Yahweh showed me enough, and I got to stay out. I think that's really why he was making it hard for me to even get this out, because I was going off in Corinthians. I was going on the internet. I was fixing to go on the stuff that Tessiah had. I was about to break all it down. And really what it was about to reveal to you is exactly who's waiting in the wilderness for him. But Yahweh just, I think it's just for him. I think it's just for him. I don't think I'm in trouble enough that I know more than I feel like I'm in trouble enough of what I know already. I know too much of. And it's time is too short, so I'm out. Okay, so since he closed the eyes of your prophets and your seers' eyes, he said the vision of all has become to the words of the sealed book. Okay, so he said, so as for as much as this people draw near me to me with their mouth, because they really do. They're Yah only or die. Yah only or die. Remove their, with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me. And their fear toward me is taught by the precepts of men, which is the beginning of this counterfeit, idolatrous wisdom, is to fear the Lord. Okay? You got, the beginning of wisdom is to fear the Lord. No, that's Yahweh's treasure. Isaiah 33, Jeremiah 10, Jeremiah 50 or 51, Isaiah 33. All, when Yahweh puts the spirit of wisdom and understanding and counsel and just, his whole spirit upon you, it's coming directly from him. No outside source. Nobody is with him. Nobody is beside him. I mean, I don't know why y'all can't get that. He's one. And he's only one Elohim. There's only one. There's no other. So when he says, don't have another God before me, he means these nations' gods. And they ain't even gods. There's only one God, y'all. There's one. Believe it or not, there's one. I know it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe for a lot of y'all. But he don't share his glory with nobody. He just doesn't. He's not 2 in 1. He's not 3 in 1. He's not 4 in 1. One means one. He's not a female. He didn't have nobody helping him create nothing. It wasn't by wisdom's understanding. It wasn't by understanding's understanding. It wasn't by faith. It wasn't by grace. It wasn't by none of that. It wasn't none of that. All that is trash. All that is wickedness. But anyway, so Yahweh says for... no, I'm not right here. So he's telling us, okay, so their fear toward me is becoming command taught by the precepts of man. Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people. This is what he don't want us to see in depth, because it's in depth. Don't go there, y'all. It's best to just stay out of them. It's just best to stay out of them, because y'all don't want to see. I could go even deeper, but nuh-uh. I almost read that Apocalypse of Abraham. I'm glad I didn't. That don't even sound good. I'm not, I'm not going to have another mighty one before Yahweh. I'm not going to try to seek out secrets that he didn't give to us. I'm not going to do that. So Yahweh says, verse 14, Isaiah 29, therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work and a wonder. For the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid. Woe to them that seek deep to hide their counsel from Yahweh, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who sees us and who knows us? See, y'all are saying y'all are Yah only, but you're not, because I can see you. Yahweh can see you. I wouldn't be bearing false witness against you. This is not personal. It's to help. Because as bad as y'all hate me, most of y'all, I mean, it ain't even meant for y'all to make it, because it's already written. Most of y'all are going to perish. But y'all are so focused on the nations. But really, the focus is coming to y'all first. Y'all need to be fearing meeting Yahweh, because I am. I don't know what my end's going to be. Or new beginning. I hope it's life, because I've been trying to say I'm choosing life. I don't want to choose death. Psalm says you have to die. Daniel says you have to die. Zechariah says you have to die. New Testament says you have to die. Apocrypha say you have to die. Yahweh, Isaiah 8:20, he says no. He don't want nobody to die. They're teaching that Yahweh is just gonna kill everybody and save them. That's a lie. They're turning his whole word upside down. So that's why I learned for myself his word, because I seen how everybody was. And I didn't trust nobody. And I still don't. Okay, so woe to them. Okay, thoughts. He says, surely, your turning things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. See, y'all are trying to be the creator. You've turned roles, and you think you're telling who's going to be his people. You're telling this is who he is, and y'all don't know him. He's got he's got himself hid from y'all. What y'all are following in these Second Temple books is your delusion. You do not know him. I can get on here every day and confess my loyalty that I know him and that he has taught me. I don't have to go to Google. I don't have to go to false prophet books. I can help. If anybody just watches along with me, I know it's going to make sense for the ones that it's meant to be. So all the other ones, the grumblers and the complainers, y'all soon are going to accept instruction. And y'all going to know the truth. Okay, surely you're turning up things upside down. Okay, for shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he has no understanding? It is not yet a very little while, and Lebanon shall be turned into a fruitful field, and the fruitful field shall be esteemed as a forest. He's trying to tell you all that is desolate and uninhabited, but it's going to be restored. So at the beginning of the chapter of Isaiah 29, you didn't see no Second Temple era mentioned. You seen that he was saying y'all were drunks and idolatry, and you're in sealed books, and your hearts are far from him, and he's going to do amazing sign and wonder on y'all. You're going to perish. Woe to you, because you keep seeking deep to hide your counsel, thinking nobody sees you. And in that day shall the deaf hear the word of the sefer, and the eyes of the blind shall see out of obscurity, and out of darkness. The meek also shall increase. The meek. You can't be meek and poor and broken if you're prideful. I'm sorry, that don't mix. If you think you're chosen, you're prideful, because he hasn't chosen nobody. If you say you're chosen, you've got pride in you. You're not chosen. You might be Yasharel, I give you that, but you're not chosen. And so you really shouldn't act like you're chosen, because I guarantee you, everybody that thinks they're chosen is going to not be chosen. And those that think they're not going to make it are going to be the ones that make it. I mean, I don't know. It just makes common sense to me. I don't know. The meek also shall increase their joy in Yahweh, and the poor among men shall rejoice in the Kodesh one of Yasharel. For the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off. They make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproves in the gate, and turn aside the just for a thing of naught. Therefore this says Yahweh, who redeemed Abraham. Concerning the house of Jacob shall not now be ashamed, neither shall his face now wax pale. But when he sees his children, the work of my hands, in the midst of him, they shall sanctify my name, and sanctify the Kodesh one of Jacob, and fear the Allah of Yasharel. See, this translation is trying to make you think this is separate. No, it's just one. It's just, you got to watch these funky translations. They also, that erred in the spirit shall come to understanding, and they that murmured shall learn doctrine. But then it's too late, I almost bet you. But he's going to make y'all learn some doctrine. He just said y'all were some drunks. He's trying to wake y'all up. That's why I got to get through these chapters. I got to get through them. I got to get all the way up to 35. So, I'm going to pause for a second, but I'll be right back. Okay, shalom guys. I'm back. I was debating on whether to go over this 1 Corinthians. listen at this. This is all I'm going to read of this. But it literally tells you the truth. So, verse 22, for the Yehudim require a sign. See, Yahweh says, Jeremiah 10, don't be like the nations and learn their ways. They're looking for a sign. And listen, and the Yavanim, the Greeks, seek after wisdom. But we preach that wood idol crucified. To the Yehudim, a stumbling block. And to Yavanim, foolishness, the wisdom. And y'all preaching this crucified wood idol. But to them which are called both Yehudim and Yavanim, would idol the power of Elohim and the wisdom of Elohim, because the foolishness of Elohim is wiser than men, and the weakness of Elohim is stronger than men. For ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many nobles, are called, but Elohim has chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. And Elohim has chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty, and base things of the world and things which are despised. Has Elohim chosen, and things which are not, to bring to naught things, Aleph Tav, that are, that no flesh should glory in his presence. But of him are ye in the wood idol, who of Elohim is made to us wisdom, righteousness, sanctification, redemption, that according as it is written, he that glorifies, let him glorify in Yahweh. And I, brethren, when I came to you, came not with excellency of speech or of wisdom, declaring to you the testimony of Elohim, for I determined not to know anything among you, save the wood idol and him crucified. And I was with you in weakness and fear and much trembling, and my speech and my preaching were not with enticing words of man's wisdom, but in demonstrating of Ruach and of power, that your faith should not stand in the wisdom of men, but in the power of Elohim. Howbeit we speak wisdom among them that are perfect, yet not the wisdom of this world, nor of the princes of the world that come to naught, but we speak the wisdom of Elohim in a mystery, even the hidden wisdom, which Elohim ordained before the world to our glory. Yeah, right. Which none of the princes of this world knew. Right, hold on, I shouldn't say that, because, but we speak the wisdom of Elohim in a mystery. See, y'all are speaking the mystery that he said he didn't give us. No secrets, no mystery. There's nothing. Everything that he told us was us for to do and to learn and tell our children. But the second temple, books of wisdom and all that, and her being in the beginning, she was in the beginning before he even created anything. It was by her wisdom. She's nowhere in the Torah. It's not her Torah. It's not JC's Torah. It's not her Torah. It's Yahweh's Torah. Period. And you're not supposed to add to it or subtract. I didn't know that people were actually doing what y'all are doing until here recently. And y'all are, whew. I mean, the New Testament, I knew what they were doing. But like y'all the ones that idolatrous that are in these OT and Tanakh, y'all are something else. Okay, so which Elohim ordained before the world to our glory, which none of the princes of the world knew. For had they known it, they would not have crucified the Yah of glory. So he's saying, but we speak the wisdom of Elohim in a mystery, even the hidden wisdom, which Elohim ordained for the world to our glory, which none of the princes of this world knew. For had they known it, they would not have crucified the Yah of glory. But as it is written, eye has not seen nor ear heard, neither have entered into the hearts of man. Of course, they got to throw that Aleph Tav in there. the things which Elohim has prepared for them that love him. But Elohim has revealed them to us by his Ruach. For the Ruach searches all things, the deep things of Elohim. For what man knows out of the things of man, save the spirit of man which is in him? Even so the things of Elohim knows no man, but by the Ruach Elohim. Now we have received not the Ruach of the world, but the Ruach which is of Elohim, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of Elohim, which things also we speak, not in the words which man's wisdom teaches. Which things also we speak, not in the words which man's wisdom teaches, but which the Ruach, that chick, teaches, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. But the natural man receives not the things. Okay, I'm going to just stop there because that's enough for me. Okay, I'm going back to Isaiah, but I had to show that. So it says that Yehudim is looking for a sign, and the Yavalim, the Greeks, are seeking this wisdom, right? So the Second Temple book. See, y'all think that Joel, see, that makes me think of Joel directly, because y'all are looking for this sign, this blood moon. Y'all think it's Yahweh's judgment on the nations. You're believing in these signs of these eclipses. Y'all are not supposed to be doing none of that. All this stuff is outside of Torah. It's outside of his prophets. Like, y'all are just like the nations. But y'all are running around here saying how terrible everybody is. And they're this, that. They're going to die. They're going to die. When really it's y'all that are going to die. And y'all just can't see it yet. But you will. You will see it. That's why I'm trying to help you. That's why I'm trying to help y'all. Y'all think I'm out here trying to hurt y'all. And you're not going to convince me I'm not. Because Yahweh I'm strengthening his word. Y'all can't touch me. Y'all have for a long time. But now, do you know how many scriptures come to mind when anybody oppresses me? I know them all. That's how bad I've been tormented by y'all. I know where they all are. And let's talk about them. Let's talk about them, because y'all hate it. If I was evil, I would not be speaking Yahweh's name. Yahweh's name would not be coming out of my mouth, for one. We all know that. 2, I would be on here not making sense whatsoever, like y'all don't. Y'all make sense to me because I know your false prophet book. See, I know them better than y'all do. I've been studying this way longer than y'all have. And that's why y'all are still in them. And I'm not. But, what was I saying? So, back then, this is like the same thing that your ancestors did. So, I mentioned, I made so many videos, I don't even know what I've said now. I don't know what I've gotten out, because I'm going to have to go back and look at it all. I don't know. I know one video just totally just disappeared. It's gone. So, this is the same thing. What y'all are doing now, and trying to hide, you're still worshiping JC. You're still believing in these signs in the skies your ancestors did. You're still worshiping the sun, Tammuz, which is JC. The Second Temple myth, which in Malachi is a false prophet. Yahweh banished the priests of his sanctuary, Isaiah 43, took the prophets away, Isaiah 3. And so y'all weren't sold to the Greeks. Your ancestors never come out of captivity. This is the whole lie. After 70 years, they insert this. I'm not going that deep. I have told this 1,000 times. I'm trying to get Isaiah 30 and 31 covered, but here I am trying to break everything down. I need to just stop that. Because I can't keep up with all this. Let me go ahead and go to what I was going. It's just best I be quiet. That's what I try to tell you. Well, please. When I just start rambling off, but I mean, it's stuff that needs to be known, but I need to stay on point what I got to get done, because I got to get ready for Passover. You know, I pray that it's before Passover. I know according to Scripture it has to happen before Passover if He's gathering His people. Like, it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen right up before Passover. I think it's gonna be like that. Boom, 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 and that's it. This is it. Prophecy is going to be fulfilled just like that, back to back. Bam, 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 bam. So, let's get to this. Finally, Isaiah 30. Okay, so, this is where Yahweh is warning His people about relying on Mitzrayim. This was back then, and it'll go into talking about back then, and a restoration. It'll go back then, restoration. Turn the page, Isaiah 31, same thing. It goes into end time prophecy right there. He's saying, woe to those who, are under a different covering, under counsel other than Him, relying on Mitzrayim. But anyways, let me go and get to this. Okay, so Isaiah 30. Woe to the rebellious children, says Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering the sun and moon, because Yahweh calls them His covering cherubim. His anointed one is Ezekiel described the sun in Ezekiel 28, 11, 19. He is the covering cherubim. And that's why He says in Isaiah 25, He is going to destroy the covering of the veil that is cast over across all nations of idolatry, the sun and moon that never fell from heaven. Devil Satan character is a mythological character. He's in Zechariah, he's in Psalms, he's in Chronicles, he's in Job, he's in the New Testament. I mean, come on, y'all. Isaiah 14 is future prophecy. You can read the first several verses. Y'all still use that prophecy, but then turn around and say it already happened. How twisted is that? You're twisted in your thinking. Y'all love your idols so much that y'all believe your lies. I don't believe them. I know where all the lies are implanted, and I know what Yahweh says. So what He says, woe to the rebellious children, says Yahweh. Yeah, y'all ones that are saying y'all are Yah only. Although y'all that come out of the New Testament, y'all are not. Y'all better drop that wisdom chick and the Second Temple book if you really want to drop JC and be Yah only. If that's really what you want to speak in truth. That's the only way. If y'all don't drop it, and you don't beg Yahweh to forgive you for claiming that you're a prophet, Jeremiah 23, y'all better go pay attention to these chapters, man. He's warning y'all that you're going to be put to death. And y'all, there's some of y'all that really seem like good people. I mean, y'all ain't going to come back and harass me like all these other donkeys. But y'all at least contain your composure, but y'all still talk about as strangers. Y'all do that little sly, you know what I'm saying? And all that does is show Yahweh and us is that you're not accepting that your punishment was just and fair, and that it was a long captivity. Pride came when y'all thought that the Israelites returned back to the land. Yahweh is testing y'all, and y'all are falling for it. Y'all wasn't sold to the Greeks. We're not looking for a sign in the sky and the heaven as the nations. We're not supposed to learn them books. But this is what they're doing. That blood moon represents JC. Okay? And y'all all fell for it. Y'all got up and was looking at this damn red moon, man. Wow. Hey, what it's really letting y'all know is y'all got, I think it was exactly a month. And now it's down to come into Wednesday. No, that's going to be the new moon. We're going to be on the first month. Oh, we got 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I see him coming, man. I mean, I don't see it, but I just, too much is going on right now. Too much is switched up. And too much is being laid out there by him, man. It's just, I mean, but anyway, so, but not of me, that covers with the covering, but not of my Ruach, that they may add sin to sin, that walk, this was back then, in Jeremiah, when the governor, they left some people back in the land to keep, it might have not have been a long captivity if everybody would have listened, but nobody listened. I'm tired of y'all playing like y'all are the victims. I'm serious. All y'all know how to do is say Psalms 83, Psalms 83. Y'all don't even know what that's all talking about in the surrounding chapters. And I'm not even going to break it all down because I'm staying out of them. I'm fleeing Babylon, bro. Y'all can be caught up in it. I'm not. Damn, man. Y'all are crazy, man. Y'all are lost it. But anyways, dang, man. Y'all are something else, man. I got to get away from y'all because y'all too wicked. Y'all too wicked, man. Y'all got to go, man. I wish y'all'd change. But you're not going to. You're not going to. You're not going to. Because I watched how y'all work. Y'all will string that little idol all around and saying, who sees me? Well, guess what? I see you. So you think you see me and I see you. So I... Okay, sorry, y'all. Okay. Okay, so this was back then, verse 2. See, it was telling them back then, these rebellious children, they're taking counsel, but not of him. So this, I think it was Governor Gedaliah or something. He got killed and they got freaked out and they said, oh, we're going to go run to Egypt. And we told Jeremiah to tell him, no, don't go. Listen to me. Just listen to me. Stay here. Everything's going to be okay. Just stay here and listen to me. He was warning Jeremiah 29, don't listen to the prophets raised up in Babylon. He was sending a message letter to Jeremiah to tell the exiles, do not listen to these prophets in the midst of y'all. They're telling y'all lies in Yahweh's name. They're saying peace for Jerusalem. And they're saying after 70 years, y'all going to return back to the land. Yahweh says, no. He said, that's a lie. And he says, in that day, when you seek me, you shall find me. Now, in the end times. Deuteronomy 30 proves only in the last days. Leviticus 26 proves only in the last days. There's no way around it. That's Isaiah 8:20. You can't touch it. You can deny it all you want, but you can't touch it. You can't touch it. From Deuteronomy 28 to 33, you can't touch it. We are to guard Yahweh's word. Not butcher it and take this out and add this down. Y'all are, I can't stand it. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Mitzrayim your confusion. For his princes were at Zoan, and his ambassadors came to Karnak. I don't know what that is. It's in the Sefer. They were also ashamed of a people that could not profit them, nor be a help nor profit, but a shame and also a reproach. The burden of the beast of the Negev. Same thing's going to happen, bro. That beast is going to get y'all. Ooh. Man, I'm going to close my eyes. I know y'all would laugh and eat popcorn at my death. But if I'm around, I pray that he puts me in the back, because I already know what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit my knees, and it's just going to be complete anguish. Because I don't enjoy in some the pain of anybody being put to death. And Yahweh doesn't either. But y'all's false book says that he has pleasure in the death of his saints. That's a lie. That's a lie. Y'all are not saints. Listen to yourself. Y'all are in Catholic. Y'all think you're saints. You think you're going to go to heaven. You think you're saints. You think you're angels. You think you're gods. That's what y'all think. You think you're above everybody. And Yahweh is about to level all y'all down. I try to help y'all. There's a lot of y'all think you're gods out here, bro. You really think you are gods. There's only one creator. There ain't no many creators. There ain't no other God. There's just no other God. When Yahweh said, Hero Yasharel, Yahweh Your Elohim, Yahweh is Echad, that's what he meant. But y'all love to attach him and say he's this and he's that. And y'all don't know him like I do. And I can delight in knowing him. That's what he loves. He loves that we can boast in knowing him. And I can do that. He loves that. He says in Jeremiah 23, let these false prophets tell their dreams, but let my faithful servants proclaim my every word. So that's what I'm here. I am his servant. So I'm doing something that y'all won't even do for him. Y'all won't even do it. But I'm doing it. And I'm going to continue to do it, whether, y'all don't like it or not. So I'm going to just try to move to this chapter because it's long. I'm here outside just sitting there. Okay, let's see. The burden of the beast of the Negev in the land of trouble and anguish from which come the young and old lions. See, Yahweh said, they are missing out a lot. The viper and fiery flying serpent that shall carry their riches upon the shoulders of young asses and their treasures upon the bunches of camels to a people that shall not profit them. For the Mitzrayim shall have been vain, and to no purpose. Therefore I have cried concerning this. Their strength is to sit still. Now go write it before them in a table, and note it in a sefer, that it may be for the time to come, forever and ever, that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the Torah of Yahweh. Same thing going on today. Which say to the seers, see not. And to the prophets, prophesy not us to us right things, speak to us smooth things. Prophecy deceits. You ain't kidding. Get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Kodesh one of Yasharel to cease from before us. That's what they're doing. And they're saying they love him. They're lying. They're lying, y'all. They're lying. I would not call them a liar if I didn't know they wouldn't. They're lying. Don't let them fool you. They're saying, and they're going to hear this. And watch. I'm going to expose them when they do. I hope y'all are hearing this, because y'all are liars. I can point out every one of you liars. And I can use his word to do it. And that's why Psalms 5, or somewhere around there, it says, you better watch out, because the one that's coming in peace that you think is evil, you're saying, well, just go ahead and kill me and throw my heritage away, because, that's what's going to happen. So don't do it. I don't care what you say about me, okay? There ain't nothing else I can lose, so you're only hurting yourself. Y'all just motivate me that much harder to get Yahweh's truth out there. Because y'all are liars. They won't do it. That this is a rebellious people, lying children, children that will not hear the Torah of Yahweh. Okay, I read that. Okay, prophecy deceit. Yeah, they love that. Wherefore thus says the Holy Israel, because you despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness and stay thereon. Therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking comes suddenly in an instant, and he shall break it as the breaking of the potter's vessel that is broken in pieces. He shall not spare, so that there shall not be found in the bursting of it assured to take a fire from the hearth, or to take water withal out of the pit. For this is Yahweh, the Kodesh one of Yasharel. In returning and rest shall you be saved. In quietness and in confidence shall be your strength. And you would not. But you said, no, for this was back then, their ancestors. He's going to get to the other ones, next chapter. Well, right here, down here, we're fixing to get to it. But right here, when I'm reading, this is ancestors. They said no. See, he was already telling them. He was begging them to turn back. And they was refusing to, like they are now. They're wicked. They're his enemy. All they're doing is glorying and trying to be Yasharel for only a short bit of time. Because Isaiah 3 is going to come on them. It's coming. So all that beautiful daughters of Zion and all this stuff y'all got and all this adornment and all this and how y'all, you know what I'm saying, how y'all just put yourself on a pedestal, all that stuff's going to be knocked plumb to the ground. So enjoy it. I mean, I'd rather y'all go ahead and turn to Yahweh and just confess your sins truly and realize that you're still in idolatry and don't lose your heritage, but y'all ruthless out here. Them wicked ones, y'all deserve this. If this is what y'all want, I mean, I don't want to witness it. I'm just going to turn my head and cry. I'm going to be laying on the ground the whole time if I make it. I mean, until Yahweh picks me up, I'm not going to be able to do nothing. That's why he says, he says, I'm going to exchange your ashes for beauty and the garment of praise. So you're supposed to, at this time, during that time, you know, when his people are being judged, instead of eating popcorn and all that stuff, you should, you know, be in mourning, because most of Yasharel is fixing to be toast. And then he says he's gonna, and for mourning, he's gonna give you the oil of joy. I don't like that word. The oil of joy for mourning. You know, it's gonna be terrible times. And that's why I gotta keep reading here, because it goes into future prophecy. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so Yahweh was saying, in returning and rest shall you be saved. In quietness and confidence shall be your strength. And ye would not, but ye said, no, for we will flee upon horses. Therefore shall ye flee. See, I'll get to that. And we will ride upon the swift. Therefore shall they that pursue you be swift. 1,000 shall flee at the rebuke of one, and the rebuke of 5 shall ye flee, till ye be left as a beacon upon the top of a mountain and an ensign on the hill. And therefore will Yahweh wait, that he may be gracious to you. Not after 70 years. Now. This is when he's finally waiting and ready to hear y'all's prayers. He's waiting to finally hear his people's prayers. But, and their confessions. You know what I'm saying? They should not be prideful at all. They should not be blaming the nations at all, because Yahweh's got us covered. I didn't mention the scriptures of all that, but I can again. No, I mean, what? Ezekiel 37, those that make it are going to be in the midst of Yasharel, and will have land divided to them. Isaiah 44:5. In that day, one will subscribe unto Yahweh and surname themselves by the name of Yasharel. Jeremiah 12:14 through 17. Those nations that learn to swear by Yahweh's swear, saying, as surely as Yahweh lives, because he don't die, just as their ancestors taught them to swear by the name of Baal in the whole Second Temple myth books, that he says, I'll even give y'all a place among my people. So y'all are going to learn who Yahweh really is eventually. Y'all can think he's this wicked, mean, and going to send people in the promised land to rape women and all this stuff. Y'all are joining Gog and Magog. Y'all are joining this stuff over there. Y'all are standing with Israel. Y'all are standing up against your own self with the Second Temple myth. I tried to tell y'all. I've tried to tell you every which kind of way I could tell y'all. But you're not going to get it. Because you love your idols. Y'all hate Yahweh. You're not Yahweh. Y'all hate him. King David, Mr. Real Talk, Yehudith Yisrael. Even Ayob. I mean, all y'all, man. All of DFG. Dang, I could go on and on. What's the point? Just look around you and then look at somebody and say, just look at them different, because I'm telling you, who you think is going to make it is not going to make it. So y'all, there's a lot of people that love to follow Facebook. See, lies love truth. So when you find a channel that has 20,000 or 8,000, and you know what I'm saying, and you got all these big time viewers, Yahweh's not in that. They love revenge fantasy. They're all into that revenge. Psalms 83, Psalms 83, Psalms 83. Baal is their shepherd. Psalms 22, Psalms 23. Baal. That governor in Psalms 1. Psalms 2, kiss the sun. So yeah, they're into sun worship, bro. They love the sun and the moon. The moon is their mother, and the sun is, they hadn't fell yet. See, that's why they're trying to fool you. They're trying to make you, I just got it. They're trying to make you think that they actually believe in this devil Satan character, just so they can hide that they're still worshiping this sun and moon, who's never fell from heaven yet. I got so much proof on Isaiah 14 that even leads to Micah 5, and then even other chapters. Like, you can't touch that chapter. It hadn't came to pass. But let's see. Okay, well, how far did I get? Dang, I still got a way to go. Okay. So therefore Yahweh and therefore will Yahweh wait, that he may be gracious to you, and therefore will he be exalted, that he may have mercy upon you. For Yahweh is the Allah of judgment. Allah of judgment. Baraka are all they that wait for him. He is the God of judgment, not JC. He didn't die for your sins. He didn't do any of that. For the people shall dwell in Zion at Jerusalem. You shall weep no more. Not laughing, eating popcorn. You shall weep no more. He will be very gracious to you at the voice of your cry. What? I thought Mr. Real Talk and everybody said Job 5 is saying everybody's going to be laughing, eating popcorn. When destruction and famine hits, you're going to be laughing. So you're going to provoke Yahweh right before he gathers you. Plumb up until he gathers you. Y'all are brave. Y'all are really brave. I'd be terrified if I was y'all. Oh, gosh. I'm trying to help. I'm trying. They don't want help. You shall weep no more. He shall be very gracious to you at the voice of your cry. When he shall hear it, he will answer you. And though Yahweh give you bread of adversity, and water of affliction, yet shall not your teacher be removed into a corner anymore. Watch your translations, because it'll say teachers. We only got one teacher. It's Yahweh. Yet shall not your teacher be removed into a corner anymore, but your eyes shall see your teacher, and your ears shall hear a word behind you, saying, this is the way, walk ye in it. When you turn to the right hand, and when you turn to the left hand, ye shall defile also the covering of your graven images of silver and ornaments of molten images of gold. I've already done that. You shall cast him away as mitral cloth. You shall say to it, get ye hence. Then shall he give the rain of your seed, that you shall sow the ground withal, and the bread of the increase of the earth. And it shall be fat and plenteous. In the day that shall your cattle feed in large pastures. The oxen likewise and young asses that ear the ground shall eat clean provender, which has been winnowed with shovel and with fan. And there shall be upon every high mountain and upon every high hill rivers and streams of water in day of the great slaughter, when the towers fall. So I know what he's exactly talking about now, because Jeremiah 8:1-3, Yah was telling us what they're going to do. They're collecting these bones. They're taking it outside of the promised land. They know where it is, really, in the northwest America, not in East America. It's silly to say I'm on the promised land. Bro, no, you're not. That doesn't even line up with scripture. But when the towers fall, so they're taking these bones, they're going to lay them before the sun, moon, and stars, in front, in front of all the hosts of heaven that Yahshua loves to worship, and they're going to try to